My name is Morgan Stewart, and I'll be presenting the second half of Kate and I's presentation on how the pandemic has affected everyone's mental health. I'll start with figure 6, which was our past experiences. We asked, have you ever experienced this problem with your mental health? Meaning if you've experienced problems with your depression or anxiety, etc. Out of the 38 responses, we had 78% say yes, they've experienced problems with their mental health before, and 21% say no, they've never experienced problems with their mental health before. For figure 7, it was our pandemic effects. We asked, has the pandemic caused problems or worsened the condition of your mental health? Out of the 38, 63 responded yes, the pandemic has caused problems or worsened the condition of their mental health, and 36% said no, it hasn't caused or worsened the condition of their mental health. For figure 8, our mental health condition, we asked on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say the condition of your mental health is, with 1 being the worst and 10 being the best? Out of 38 responses, our highest response rate was 21% for being a number 4, which is close to being half, meaning they aren't in the worst headspace for mental health, but they also aren't in the best headspace for their mental health. For figure 9, we asked how stressed they were feeling before lockdown. Out of 38 responses, we can see it's pretty spread out evenly, with most of the responses being that they were very calm, 1 being the calm, and 5 being highly stressed. We only had 3 people say that they were highly stressed before lockdown. For figure 10, this was during lockdown. We asked how stressed they were feeling during lockdown. Out of 38 responses, we can see that 3 still agree that they were calm during the lockdown, but we can see we had an overwhelming response from 18 people saying that they were feeling highly stressed during the lockdown. For figure 11, this was our technology resources. We asked, do you have access to technological resources? Out of the 38 respondents, we got a high rate of yeses. We had 97.4% people say that they do have access to technological resources, and 3% said no, they do not. For figure 12, which was our mental health resource accessibility, we asked if they felt like they had access to the proper resources needed to get help for their mental health. Out of the 38 responses, 57% said yes, and 42% said no, they do not feel like they had the access to the proper resources needed to get help for their mental health. This was split pretty evenly between yes and no. For figure 13, which was our beneficial mental health resources, we asked what mental health resources you felt would be the most beneficial to you. Out of 38 responses, the highest response was for virtual counseling, with 19 people who agreed virtual counseling would be a resource that would be most beneficial to them. The least beneficial one was access to technology resources, with only 6 responses for that. And the other ones were pretty even. For figure 14, we had a short survey question, which was, are there any resources not listed above that you feel you would provide for mental health, people's mental health? We only had 8 responses on this. Many said that a friend or being in person and back-to-back face-to-face counseling would be better. 1 person did say money would help with their mental health. 2 people responded no, there is nothing else that would provide help for people's mental health. Another one said person to person, and some people do go to the gym to help with their mental health. For figure 15, which was probability of utilizing mental health resources, we can see here it said, how likely are you to take advantage of free mental health resources? We can see out of the 38 responses, this was split evenly between definitely, probably, possibly, and possibly not. 23% agreed that they would possibly take advantage of free mental health resources, 26% probably, 23% also said probably not, that they wouldn't take advantage of it, and 26% said definitely they would take advantage of free mental health resources. It's good we didn't have any purple. No one said that they definitely would not. So it's not out of the question. Some of these people agree that they would take advantage of the free mental health resources. For our conclusions drawn, we can conclude based on the answers and research that the pandemic has caused negative impacts for people who either already were dealing with mental health issues, or if it caused them to have mental health issues arise. It fits the topic we've chosen because we were looking at how the pandemic has affected everyone's mental health. And from our answers and survey questions, we've learned a lot about how it has affected people negatively on their mental health spectrum. It will spur our research further so that we can learn more about how we can help people with their mental health. And we know now that the pandemic has caused negative effects on people's mental health, and how we can work harder to help them get the resources that they need to help them with their mental health.